Hi, Donna Corp here with Ready to Stamp. I wanted to share with you one thing that you can do with your vellum cardstock. I know a lot of people wonder what in the world they can do with the vellum cardstock. There's different things that you can do, but one thing I want to show you today is how to use the scraps from it. You know, you've made your cards, you've put your overlay on your card to make a beautiful, subtle background with your focal point, and then you have this leftover vellum. So I want to show you that you can use your leftover vellum and create a beautiful focal point on your card. So are you ready to stamp? Okay, so today I'm going to be using the stamp set called Floral Essence. I'm going to be using this flower and this leaf with the punch and the saying that wishing you a wishing you a blissful future. Boy, that was hard to say. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my flower into Memento ink. I'm going to stamp it onto crushed curry cardstock to give it a base of yellow in the card. Now I'm going to I'm going to close up this stamp pad because I am known to get my arm in it. So I'm going to take my Stampin' Blend, which this is the darker of Calypso Coral, and you notice the pink side of the brush is the thick line, the thin line is the more detailed one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to swipe this over the petals. I'm going to put it behind the petals. There's a natural, see how the petal is over top of that one? I'm going to cover that. Cover that one over here. And it does not have to be perfect, you guys. It's a flower. I think part of the beauty of flowers and God's creation is that it's not always perfect. So I'm going to do that. Okay, now make sure when you close this that you hear the click because that makes sure that it's dry. That it'll stay dry. So now I'm going to take the light of the Stampin' Blends and I'm going to color it in a circle. Because when you color it in a circle, it'll help get rid of those dark lines that you made when you were using the darker Stampin' Blend. And it kind of helps blend it right all together. And if you get out of the lines, no big deal. Again, I'm going to close it up so it clicks. Goes out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to let it dry for a second. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the leaves, and this is something that I really like to do, is saving paper. You know, when you're putting a layer over top, there's all that cardstock underneath that nobody sees, so why not use it? So what I'm going to do is I want to leave enough of a frame so that you don't see where I punched out the leaf, but I'm going to pull it down so that my punch can reach it. Okay. So now I'm going to punch it out with the leaf punch, and I will have all of the description and the information on how to order these if you would like to recreate this vellum cards, the vellum spotlight card. If you'd like to create that, I will have all that information over on my blog. I will have a link to it. Okay, see, I have that all done now. And when you put the card, the layer over top, nobody will ever know that you punched out these leaves. Okay, so this should be dry enough. I'm going to close up my lid again. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut You notice that I'm turning the cardstock and not necessarily my scissors. Because if you do that, a lot of times when you are turning your scissors, you end up getting a cramp because you're holding your scissors tight. And so you want to move the cardstock, and then you won't get a cramp as easily in your hand just from holding it so tight, the scissors so tight. So just take me a couple of seconds here, maybe about 30 seconds to finish it up. I will have a link to more information about how to cut out fussy cut with scissors. All right, so I have cut out a piece of vellum. I know you can't see it very well, but I cut out a circle from our layering circles, and it's the largest of the round circle, not the scallop. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to place my leaves on the back of the flower, and the way I'm going to have it attached there is by using a dimensional, because I'm going to use dimensionals on here anyway. So I might as well just attach the leaves using those dimensionals. And so now I'm going to just add one more over here, and I'm going to add it to my circle. And sometimes it's hard to grab a hold, especially those of you who have your nails done and it's thicker, so it's hard to get underneath the little top. So what you're going to do, take your nail and push on it and kind of scratch it, and it'll lift it up, and it'll make it easier for you to grab a hold of to take the backing off. So now what I'm going to do, kind of want to estimate how I want it to look. So I'm going to pile my layer on before I glue it down. And I think I want the circle to be kind of off to the side. And then I'm going to add my flower. Yeah, kind of like that. Now, if we glue this on and we put glue right here, most of the times it will show. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our tape, the snail adhesive, and I'm just going to glue, or I put the adhesive right where my flower is. That way, maybe I will if I can get it to go. There we go. And we'll add a little bit on where the leaves are. Don't need much. Okay, so now I'm going to just add it on to the top here. Now I'm going to use my snail adhesive once more. I don't know if you noticed, but you see me flicking it off is because I was using the, what is it called? The old tape that we used to have, and you had to flick it to get it to loosen off the, I forget what it's called. It doesn't matter. Okay, so now I'm going to take the memento ink and I'm going to stamp it onto this piece of paper right here, this cardstock. It's very vanilla. It says, wishing you a blissful future. And that looks pretty good. And I'm going to sorry, it's out of the picture a little bit. I'm going to cut this off like so. Cut this down. And I'm going to make a banner. Slit in the middle, up from the corner, up from the corner. And I didn't get all the way in, so we'll do that again. There. Again, I'm going to take some dimensionals. Another way to take them off of here, the tops off, is just grab them with your scissors. I like using the other way that I showed you better. This is a different way that you can do it. Take the backing off of the dimensionals. Okay, so I'm just gonna, is that how I want it to go? Yes, I want it to go this way. So I'm gonna line it up to the edge of the card of the designer series paper. And now I have my thick, very vanilla cardstock scored. Now I'm going to fold it and use my bone folder. And I'm just going to glue it on here. Just showing you that you can use whichever one you want as far as the adhesives. Make sure that your card is going the correct way. I almost put it on backwards. So we'll just set it on here like so. And there you go. Now, I want to show you, see the difference between the two cards? We have a card with the vellum behind it, just adds a little something something to the back of it, little extra to the focal point. This one is still pretty, but it doesn't have the extra focal point behind it. So I just thought I would share that with you on how to add a little bit more to your card using vellum, your extra vellums scraps. And I hope this helps. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for stopping by and happy creating.